We are creating a formal landscape for a new home design here in beautiful Bristol, Indiana, as we open our show this morning. And Mark, this is a beautiful part of our county. You can't get much more beautiful than out here.
I totally agree with you. I love the setting.
Yes.
We've got the woods and the rolling terrain. Kind of unusual here for Michiana to have kind of these rolling hills here.
Yeah, it is, but it is very, very much a part of this region. And in this region, there are some new homes that are being developed, and we featured one or two of them in this neighborhood, I think, over the last couple, 2-3 years. But this one here, Mark, I think really stands out because of what you've done. And you've done a great job here, and later we're going to be talking with a homeowner about her impressions. But pretty pleased, are you, with what's happened?
Absolutely, and I just spoke with Karen, and she said we exceeded her expectations. Of course, that always makes me feel great. So,
well, we talk a lot about plants, trees, and shrubs. You're going to see a whole lot more than that here, but you got to start with the bush here, the rose bush. That is a real special one.
It is, and of course everyone knows that along with roses come thorns, and that's kind of a necessary evil, but not anymore. We started growing this rose several years at our nursery located here in Bristol, and it's called Oh So Smoothie Rose because it actually has a smooth bark to it. And it's a repeat blooming rose, starts blooming in the springtime, continues to bloom all the way up until Thanksgiving. In fact, Craig, I've seen these in full bloom with snow coming down on the ground around Thanksgiving time.
That's quite a sight, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, it's a treasure. And so is this a treasure, Mark Linton.
Well, thank you. It's one of our little dwarf miniature tree lilacs. And actually, because we just recently fertilized it, we've tricked it into blooming again here.
Serious? You can trick these things?
With fertilizer, yes. And we selected this here to anchor the corner. This will give us a color in the springtime when it's in its glory. And then the roses nonstop color with their pink flowers.
Wow. Well, all kinds of varieties here, and this is a standby, isn't it?
It is one of our very popular gold thread cypress, and they're low maintenance. They don't grow real quickly. I love the soft textures, kind of a little more of a weeping type of evergreen, but this chartreuse green and gold color combination. You know, with having the red brick on the house, I like to have some pops of gold. It pairs nicely with the other pink flowers that we have here with the roses.
Right, right. And you've got a couple of them here, don't you?
We did a grouping of 3,
Yep.
trilogy around the post lamp here.
And you like working with that number 3 at times, don't you?
A lot of 3s, a lot of odd numbers, just seems a little bit more natural that way. But then when we go into more of a formal type of look, you will see pairs, and we'll have some balance and some symmetry, one on each side of the window.
What about this?
This is one of our pink flowering guara, a beautiful butterfly attracting perennial, blooms all spring, summer, and fall, comes back year after year. I love the burgundy foliage, which is starting to put on a nice show. And then we've got some of our peach-colored coral bells here.
Yes.
These bloomed earlier in the season, taller spikes of pink flowers, which attract both hummingbirds and butterflies.
I see a native boulder or 2 out here as well, right?
You know, we've got some beautiful stonework on this house, and for that reason, we went with some coordinating stone ground cover that has some of the same range of colors in it, and using some large boulders as some accents.
What about this bad boy?
Well, thank you. It's actually a good boy.
It's a good boy.
Yeah. This is a Wichita blue juniper. Gives us some height, but not much width here. Wanting it to frame this end of the house. We've got some of our dwarf repeat blooming dianthus around the boulder there, still putting on quite a show. And there's plenty of flower buds to continue to bloom throughout the rest of the season.
Now we're coming up on some windows over here, which I think are out to the side of the garage, right? And
absolutely, yes.
You're very, very careful about what you do around that, aren't you?
Oh my goodness, look at all the detail that they've got around the windows. We certainly don't want to take away from that. So we've got some low globe-shaped boxwoods here. We use the evergreens as more of a bones of the landscape because they do keep their green color 12 months out of the year. And the homeowner will always be able to keep them below the window there.
Gotcha, gotcha. I love the entry here. This is really sleek, isn't
Well,
it?
thank you. We've got a lot going on here. I love how the sidewalk winds up here. We've got gardens on each side greeting the guests. Some more of the Oh So Smoothie roses for nonstop color. Another guara perennial. And then unfortunately, the wellhead had to be placed right here.
Where is it? I don't see it.
It's right here.
You're kidding
And
me.
this is one of our fiberglass boulders, and does a great job of hiding one of those necessary evils.
And you can't move it. It is in there, isn't it? That's
Well, if you ever
really
have to
neat.
service it, it's actually easy to take it up and
Sure.
get there to the
Yep.
well.
But it's not going to fly away in the wind, is it?
Oh, absolutely
No,
not.
no. What else, Mark?
Craig, we've got one of our very specimen Japanese maples here, and this is one of our green lace leaf maples, just getting ready to put on a show of color. These turn bright gold in the fall. We wanted something here with a little bit of height, but not a lot of height that would hide the window here. And again, because of the red brick, we didn't want to go with a red leaf variety. We wanted to go with the chartreuse green here that turns gold, nice contrast up against the brick.
I love the lighter color here showing in the tips.
It's very attractive that way.
Yes, it is.
You're also going to see some very specimen type of plantings here, some topiary. Karen really appreciates some of the more unusual type of things. It goes very well with the formal look of the house. We've got a little dwarf globe blue spruce topiary here, purple coral bells along the sidewalk, and then that theme continues over here to the other side of the sidewalk. And we've got those grouped around the boulder here.
You're not hiding anything under this one, are you?
That is the real McCoy.
That's
there.
the real McCoy.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know, Karen had some ideas about being very creative here at the very entry of the home, and I tell you, you can't get any more creative than this.
Well,
can
thank you. And those are some of her favorites. She appreciates the unusual topiaries. We've got this beautiful boulevard spiral topiary, and then a pom-pom boulevard cypress here.
Pom-pom, yeah.
And Craig, I want you to feel this. Very, very soft to the touch.
Oh, man.
Not really expected, but
No.
love the silver and blue coloration that you see here. Nice little topiary, again, that's not going to take away or hide the window.
That is a knockout. I love it. Beautiful. What else?
Little dwarf tree hydrangea. This starts out with pure cream ivory white flowers and then morphs into kind of a pinkish look. And then eventually in the fall, we have those flower heads turning to a burgundy color.
You're not hiding anything under this one. I know that for
No,
sure.
That's another whopper of a real boulder.
Yeah. And as we kind of finish up the front, what do you have here, Mark?
Well, we're framing this corner with a beautiful dogwood tree, and actually you can see the flower buds, which will be providing the color for next spring. We're giving it plenty of room to grow here, allowing this to get to be about 15 feet in height and about the same in width.
You think Karen got some ideas after watching the show about what she wanted here on her brand new landscape design?
You know, she put a lot of thought into not only the construction of this house, but the landscaping as well. She visited our garden center. She provided me with multiple lists of her favorites. And then after providing a design, we fine-tuned it and did a little tweaking.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun. Let's catch up with Karen now and see what she has to say. Well, we have caught up with Karen, and Karen, such a pleasure to meet you, and you've got such a wonderful home here. I tell you, I love the look.
Oh, I love it too. I mean, everything turned out beautifully.
Now, you do have a formal setting here, and it really deserves that kind of a look with the landscaping, so it all kind of flows, right? Isn't that the idea?
That's exactly what I wanted, and Mark knew exactly how to put it together.
Well, he did a great job. You've done a wonderful job here. This layout is just unbelievable. But when you have to, Karen, when you have to pick out one or two things that really stand out for you, what would they be?
I believe it would be these plants right here behind us, the topiaries. I just love them. I love the way they feel. I love the color. It just sets off this whole area.
I like the choice of ground cover here, and you've noticed a few boulders, in even one that hides a wellhead.
Yeah, actually all the boulders were on the property, which surprised me. I didn't have to bring anything in. In fact, there's a few more that are in the back that we found. So I don't know what happened here.
Didn't even know that.
Yeah, so I didn't have to pay for anything extra, just the ground cover here.
That is great. Well, it's a wonderful design, and one that you can have as well when you connect with Linton's. And the guy behind all this, of course, is the owner, Mark Linton. High-touch guy. He likes coming out to work hand in glove with the homeowner, and he's done that with you, and he joins us now.
Oh,
Hi,
Mark.
Karen.
Thank you so much. That's gorgeous.
Wanted to thank you not only for the opportunity to work for you and beautify your new home, but also the opportunity to share a new landscape with all the viewers out there.
Wow, that is just gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love the blue color in there. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is.
Well, Karen, there would probably be one or two people out there at least that are thinking right now, this is exactly what I've got to do. You would welcome them to drive by real quick and head out, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Get some ideas?
Yes.
Oh, tell me just a little bit about that experience with Charlie and the crew as we wrap up here. The crew, they work just as hard as Mark.
Oh, absolutely. And if I wanted a plant moved or anything, that wasn't a problem. And if I wanted a different plant, that wasn't a problem either. I mean, nothing was a problem for them, and it was just wonderful.
Easy breezy then, right?
Yep.
All right, Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mark, thank you as well. And we've got much more coming up here on the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.